Good morning, YouTube. So I kind of just wanted to bring everybody around and show you the aftermath of the storm. We've got the majority of it cleaned up, got everything off of the fences. Power was out for a little while, and we didn't get near what some of the people in town got. I mean, the storm that went through here was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I've never lived through anything quite this crazy. So, like, we've got this tree down. There's a tree down on Missy's pen. Missy's our sow. And she actually got scared enough, or the power had been out, to run through her fence. And she's in with the 3 fair hogs now. The feeders are fine. Everybody's fine. None of the animals were hurt or anything. It was just a lot of scary wind and trees falling. One tree fell on the chicken fence. They're fine. It was just crazy. Like, I don't know. Power was out. Everybody sees me now. So they're singing the song of their people because they're hungry. It's breakfast time. It's 7 a.m., Mom. It's breakfast time. So we will be doing a lot of yard cleanup. So there was a big tree that fell on the back of that chicken fence. And the chickens never came out. They could have, but they didn't. The goats on the other side of the house are fine. Their house literally got picked up and turned, and they're totally fine. You hear those pigs? Oh my goodness. Wow. I better get them some breakfast. So the important thing is everyone's safe. No one got hurt that we're aware of. Friends of ours in town lost their home, but they're all safe. It was just a crazy storm. So we're going to be changing some things in the near future. I'd like to get some of these trees taken down just because of how close they are to the house and to the animals. Now, I want to keep enough for shade, but I kind of have to just pick and choose the healthiest ones. But some trees in our area snapped off like toothpicks. It was the scariest thing. Like, just if you drive by, it looks like a bunch of toothpicks just hanging out. There's no treetops whatsoever. Tops are all gone. It's crazy. But thankfully, we are all safe. None of our stuff was damaged. All of our animals are safe. Our kids are safe. Everyone that we know and we've heard of there's been no casualties or anything like that. No one's been hurt in all of this. Thank goodness. So I'm going to get everyone fed, and then I will take you guys down to the garden. I attempted to use my little selfie stick, but it's dead already. So before we head to the garden, I wanted to pop in here and peek at these strawberries. So I put these in this container with the dirt that I had left. These are supposed to be pine berries, but they ended up not growing anything. My strawberries are doing great. And look at that little strawberry blessing. So the goal is to get these out of here, but what we'd like to do with them is I would like to move them over here and build 2 1-foot raised boxes. I'd like to put 2 1-foot raised boxes right here from the deck to the garden, and then that way they would make our walkway, and then we could mow around, but nothing would be able to get through this way. That may hinder the kids' go-kart riding, but sacrifices have to be made for strawberry blessings. What a day it has been. Okay, so it is afternoon now. I have now gone to work and come home. It has stormed again. We had trees down on the driveway on my way up here. I'm sure we did not get hit. Looks like there's a tree down here. All these leaves are flipped upside down. These storms are not supposed to stop. It looks like next week we've got a string of storms coming through here again. So we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna go out and feed real quick and then take y'all to the garden after I eat this dirty strawberry blessing. Oh, maybe not. So far I haven't shared any of these. Nobody else has caught them. I feel like we should try and catch them. Those are so good. Okay. Feeding, garden. Man, my garden gets weeded, needs weeded, but it will not stop raining long enough for me to get in it. We weeded a little bit yesterday. I need to tie up some more tomatoes. I'll tell you about that when we get down there. Okay, finally to the garden or the grass bed, whatever you want to call it, because we've got so many weeds right now. I can't stand it. So, okay. The game plan for the tomatoes was to use cattle panels this year because I did not want to deal with, I mean, you would still have to tie them up, but it would be a lot easier and a lot sturdier to tie them up with cattle panels. But that didn't happen. So we used rebar because my dad had it already. So we started tying them up with rebar and cut t-shirts. Somebody is coming up the driveway. Okay, so we had a friend of ours come up. We're keeping his son for the baseball tournament. And hi, bud. And he was bringing him clothes. So then we went in and had dinner, and I had to get a new cup of coffee because old cup's sitting right there. So anyway, we decided to tie up with rebar, using the rebar posts and old t-shirts. With the elasticity of a cotton t-shirt, it doesn't strangle your tomato plants as bad as what like using a rope would be. So we just took some old t-shirts that we had as rags and cut them up, and that's how we're tying things up this year. In the future, I would like to get the cattle panels, but it just wasn't feasible for us this year. With running between baseball, you have to get a trailer to take them down there. We don't have a trailer. We just got the truck. It's just one of those things. We kind of weighed out our options, and we're going to use wooden posts. And we're down at my dad's the other day, and he said, hey, I have all these rebar posts. And I was like, that'll work. That's what we'll do. So that's what we're doing. So I've got to get some things weeded, but I just wanted to go through and kind of give a glimpse of where we're at with everything. I'm spilling this coffee everywhere, and it's a Christmas cup. That's okay. Everything seems to be growing well. Mind you, everything in my garden was started from seed. Everything. I did not buy a single plant this year. And I'm pretty proud of that. A lot of it was direct sow, but I did not buy any plants this year at all. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that color or not. Isn't that crazy cool? Anyway, the tomatoes are doing great. I'll pull this up a little bit. I should probably tie this one again up higher. Pull this little sucker off. I'm getting a couple little blossoms here, which I'm excited about that. This is a Prudence Purple. I think I have a couple fasciated blossoms. This here, if you can see that, this is a black creme, and this is a fasciated blossom. I don't know if you can see this. It looks like two at least blossoms in there. I've got a little bit of onions started in this row, as you can see, and then I did start garlic, which I know that you're supposed to start garlic in the fall. I am perfectly aware of that. But I went to buy potatoes the other day at the grocery store, and sitting on the shelf in front of me were potato starts or potato seeds. There were purple ones, regular russet potatoes, and garlic and onions. And the onions that I started from seed didn't come up. So I really wanted to grow onions this year. So these were like bulb starts. So I bought a box of each one, and I put the garlic in. I put them all in, and I know you're not supposed to put your garlic in the summer, from what I've read. But I'm gonna grow it anyway, because even if at the end of this summer I only have small starts, at least I have my starts from next year that I can grow and grow bigger bulbs. So we're gonna kind of see how they go and evaluate that as it happens, and then we'll go from there. So the garden looks good. I need to get everything weeded. We are still midweek. It is Thursday, so that means we have baseball tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. But hopefully we can find some time to get some weeding done. But everything is growing great, especially from starting from seeds. I have blossoms already. What is this? June 15th and 16th. So June 16th, I have blossoms on my tomatoes. We're gonna remember that for next year. So tomorrow night after baseball, I plan to get some weeding done, and I will probably bring you guys with me, and we'll see what we can find to chit chat about in the garden. But thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you next time.